Hi guys and welcome to another video. So today we'll be talking a little bit about the KTM Adventure 390. I'll just give you the specifications really quickly. It's a single cylinder liquid cooled fuel injected engine. It has 373.27 cc's, 43.5 PS at 9000 rpm of power, 27 newton meter at 7500 rpm of torque. It has Bosch electronic fuel injection. For the front, it has WP Apex upside down forks. At the rear, it has WP Apex monoshock. It has 14.5 liters of fuel tank, which the company claims has a range of 400 kilometers. The curb weight is 177 kgs. It has LED headlamps and a TFT display. If you like the video, please press the like button, please subscribe, and if you want to share it, please do share it. If you have any thoughts about how I could make the video better or if I forgot something, please put it in the comments below. So in this review, I'll talk a little bit about from the front to back. Let's talk about the suspension, which is upside down fork, WP Apex. So many reviewers said that it is a little stiff, but I didn't find it that stiff. It was fine for me. A few reviewers spoke about the lack of spoke wheels. What I was able to understand is this has alloy wheels. What I was able to understand is if you have spoke wheels, you'll be wanting to push this vehicle to the limit of its off-roading capabilities. So what will happen is either you'll hurt yourself or you'll damage the bike. It is not meant for that extreme off-road. This is a 70-30. That means 70% of the bike is towards roads, highways, and only 30% is towards off-road or trails. And that's why the design is such. Coming to the headlights, that has LED headlights and LED turn signals. In city riding in the night, it was adequate, but I suggest that you get auxiliary lights depending on how it is legal and where to place it and what lumens of luminosity or however it is. Figure that out, because in highway riding, the LED even on high beam is a little bit dangerous, so you need to figure that out. Coming to the windshield or visor, it has two settings, high and low, and it is manually adjustable. I feel that it is adequate for my height, which is 5'8". If I duck down a little bit, it provides adequate wind cover. But if you want, you can get aftermarket windshields or wind visors, which will give you better protection from the wind. Coming to the engine, so below 2000 rpm there is knocking, and or you have to downshift. In third gear also it does knock a lot. So if you suddenly stop up, there is a bump, you have to downshift or you have to rev it a lot. So in this one, the good thing about this is it has quick shifters, which can be enabled or disabled from the menu in the instrument cluster using the buttons on your left hand side. So that is one thing that is like a con for this. Other than that, the mid range and the top range is amazing. It is smooth, and on highway riding you don't have to keep putting the clutch as well because it has quick shifters. It is amazing, it is smooth. And before this I had a Duke 250. So one thing I found was the engine grunt, right? It was it sounded like it was a computer. It sounded like the R8 e-tron. Like it sounded like from a speaker. It didn't sound like, how do you say? It didn't give me that great feel. But in this, you get that great feel because it has a BS6 engine. It has a catalytic converter and to follow the standard of the BS6 emission norms. So it sounds better according to me. Quickly coming to the handlebar for my height, which is 5'8", was fine, but you can always get handlebar risers to make the ride more comfortable. Speaking of comfort, they have put in a lot of effort to make the seats not only comfortable for the rider but also for the pillion. So this is a biased touring vehicle for highway riding, and it is very comfortable. So as you can see, I have been riding on the highway-ish kind of roads. It was very comfortable. The seats are very comfortable. One final thing I'll be talking about is the saddle height and a little bit about the weight management. So the saddle height for me, 5'8", I have to move up a bit. So the seat is designed in such a way that if you're a slightly shorter rider, you can move up a little bit towards the tank, and you'll be able to put your feet down. So I'm 5'8", so in heavy traffic, that's what I do. I go ahead, move towards the tank, and I'm able to put my feet down. And in highway riding, I go back where my lower back touches the edge of the seat, so it is a divided seat. So, and it is very, very comfortable. Other than that, I think shorter riders would have a little problem and the seat is not adjustable. So that can be like a con or a off-put, which may discourage you from getting this vehicle. But I'm 5'8", I didn't find it that troublesome, or didn't find it that problematic. Speaking about the weight, it is 177 kgs curb weight drive. And even with almost a full tank, I could not feel it that much. The reason why is the front wheel is not attached to the headlights and everything. The headlights and the instrument cluster has its own weight bearing directly towards the chassis, and the front tire is completely left to the rider to control. So it feels really light. It doesn't feel that the top end is very heavy. So that is one thing, that whether it is a traffic or whether it is off-road, you won't feel it that much. You won't feel the weight that much in the front end, and even the back end is not too much heavy. So you can maneuver it in city traffic as well as in off-roads. So that is one more pros that I would like to talk about. Summing it all up, if you have the budget, compared to a lot of other bikes in this price segment, I would say just get a half an hour test ride from your dealer. Trust me, just get a half an hour test ride, because the small test ride they say that the petrol is not there, so you don't have your helmet, it is against the policy or whatever. Convince them in such a way that, like, if you get that half an hour of test riding, you will buy it, and trust me, you will buy it. This is it.